Well, guys, how's it going today? So, it's definitely not as hot. It's definitely, it's cooling off. The sun's roughly there now. Oh yeah, all the hay's been baled. I don't know the total count yet because they had a small frick up on one of the balers, and I guess it wouldn't stop tying. So while they were trying to figure out, what was going on with it, they forgot to write down how many bales was off this land, and they had 2 balers here. No clue when the 986 showed up because I wasn't here. I was at home taking a break because I went and unhooked this thing from the rake, and that was giving me a fight. I don't know what the hell I don't know what his problem was. It was putting up a fight, so kind of just said to hell with it, I mean, I took it off, but wasn't being very nice about it. And then, of course, whenever I was trying to, because when you unhook the rake from the tractor, you got to put that board under the jack stand, as the rake won't sit at the proper height the next time you want to go hook up to it. So I was fighting with that. John Deere going across the bridge. It's got a tiller on the back. That's what's making all that damn racket. I didn't think this was going to go today. I mean, I figured maybe a square field kind of would, but I don't know about that stuff down there. But I came back out here a little bit and flipped a little bit more hay. I didn't do everything. I just tried to remember where it was fighting the most and went to flip that hay over. Because there's certain areas, certain windrows that just refuse to flip, up to like 20 feet of it. It was all just like a big brick. It wouldn't flip over. So I went back and did them. I didn't even do that over there. I went and checked it. Actually, as I got closer to the tree lines, I started checking it. And there was a few wet wads, but the young guy said if you mixed it in with the dry stuff, that would dry out as well. The moisture would have more place to go, and then it'd be okay. So I went back and unhooked the rake because I figured, he'd be coming with the bale mover pretty soon, and I just got done hooking that up. Now this is a different one now. He's actually borrowing this one from the neighbor. I can't see my screen, but he says this one's kind of iffy. Now he said that the one tine was slightly bent, which I don't really see it, I guess. But he said that the tines on this one are a little bit shorter than the one that's on his, and he didn't fix his, which is the one that I like the most. But this one actually isn't too bad. Like, for hooking it up, it was actually fairly easy. I had to use my top link, which this is going to be its first ever job, because I bought that pretty much right around the same time I bought the tractor, probably only a couple of months later. And yeah, so, and then he says that I'm going to have to play around with it though to figure out what's going to work here, because I told him that the bale spear is not really an option for us because of how we have to stack the bales in the yard so we can grab them with the 400, since the 400 doesn't have a spear of its own or doesn't have a grapple we can only really grab bales from one side, and that's from the twine side. But for putting up the young guys' hay, the spear works okay. That's not a problem. But for us, you know, it is. And but he says I'm probably going to have to adjust the 3-point and maybe the top link. It all just kind of depends on, you know, how much angle there is for everything. Because he says it's kind of, he says that one tine is bent, which I don't know, I'm not really seeing it, but I guess it could be too. I don't really know, but but I don't know. The only thing that I couldn't use was my top link pin for this one. I was able to use it for this one, for up here, but not here. This is his deal, the pin, but the top link is mine. I was kind of hoping that my pin would fit in there, because then this would all be just, it'd be tight. So there's only going to be a loose spot here, and then down at the two lower links, there's going to be a little bit of slop there. But I don't know. You would think having a little bit of slop would be kind of a good thing, because it'll allow it to flex with the ground a little bit better. I don't know if you would want things solid. I suppose if you knew your fields, you know, like if they were smooth really good, you'd probably get away with it. But for here, I think we kind of need to flex a little bit. So, but he says just tinker around with it. He says just experiment with it, because it's not his, it's the neighbor's, and his is still broken. And the young guy knows how much I hate his spear, so this is really the only option left. And like I said, he said those tines are a little bit shorter. So the $1 million question really is only going to be concerning about is going up the ramp, up the dike. After that, I don't think there's anything to worry about, because then you go downhill and then you're flat. That's only going to probably be that there, and then maybe the ditch. Those are going to be the only two real scary areas to figure out. And that's where I'm going first, is that little 12-acre piece, because I think there's 15 bales there, and then somebody has to count the rest of these. And I don't know if I'm going to do it or if my uncle's going to do it. Somebody's got to fucking do it, because we got to know how many's here. Honestly, it doesn't look like there's too many, but they're here. I still don't think it's quite as heavy as last year, but I mean, there's bales here, but not really much more you can do at this point. So I'd have to probably go on top of the dike and count my way around to see how many bales there actually are. So yeah, it's kind of getting kind of cool out, but I almost have to I almost have to put the door back on the 15, I think, but I'm not going to do it tonight. The young guy said to go for the bales that were baled a long time ago, like the outside round, which there's not very many bales here, because those are the ones that are going to be the most cured, whereas these were just baled today. So I don't really know. That's probably what I'll do a little bit anyway. And then I think that 12-acre piece that was baled, I don't know, a couple days ago or whatever. So I think if I grabbed, you know, some of the outside bales, and then now I don't really want to do that, because the way, I mean, yeah, I will, but I want to grab those a few of those good bales out in that 12-acre piece. I think there's 15 out there, so we have to divide that, you know, and whatever. So I think we would, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think we'd get a little over 5. You always got to give him a little bit more than what we would take, because, you know, it's obviously his hay. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But I want to grab these outside. There's 2 outside bales right here I could grab, and then there's there's some all over, obviously. But I want to grab those little well, that 12-acre piece. I want to grab some of those, and then we still have 2 left in the yard from last year, and those I have to move, get them out of the way. Even though my uncle is still thinking that we're going to have to use them bales, you know, because his cows have to calve yet. So, but since there was only 1 cow in the barn, she didn't eat much of that hay. So there's still plenty of hay left, but still probably going to need those 2 other bales. And I tell you what, this happens every year. Yeah, I think this bale might be the first one to get out of here, because somebody keeps doing this every year. Where is it? Yeah. But they put it right on my trail. So, yeah, there's quite a few bales out here, but I don't know exactly how many, because we have to, obviously we got to count these bales and whatnot. So, but, yeah, the wind will still kind of get through them a little bit and help dry them out a little bit more yet, but I don't know. Looks like pretty much everything went. So I don't know when I'll start grabbing bales. Imagine pretty soon here. I don't really know. I just there's not going to be that much this year for bales. So, well, to rake or to move, because there's only our land, the cemetery field, the ditch field at the east side of town, and then there's one field right underneath the bridge. I imagine I'll have to do that too. And that's it. Because the other fields that we did last year for raking and moving, that was, I guess, CRP ground, and you're only allowed to cut them every 3 years. So, but that land is owned by another farmer, but they don't do anything with it. So I guess that's probably why they put it in the CRP ground, but I don't know. So I don't know. I think this was a little bit of hay here that got pushed down from the windstorm a few months ago. It's kind of just been like that ever since. I knew that was going to happen because it was pushed down too far. So, yeah. I don't know. So, that's just what's going on here. It's haying for 2023 is officially done. All we gotta do now is move them, which will probably take a couple of weeks, because I'm not going to be moving super fast, because the young guy don't come and get them anyway until, like, October sometime. So guess why be in a big hurry, but you know, I just kind of want to get done too, but whatever. We're getting her done, so yeah. So at least we don't have to worry about the fucking rain anymore, so now it can just fucking rain all at once. So, because I think pretty much no matter what, even if it does rain, I can still move bales in the rain until a certain point. Once the ground gets soggy, well, then you would have to quit. But for stacking them, I think you could pretty much do it in the rain. So, whatever. What are you gonna do? But at least the hellish nightmare is over with now. Now it's just gonna be fun to move all this freaking garbage. So I might go and I don't know. Thinking maybe going and grabbing at least one bale just to see what it's like. The young guy thinks we'll still have to pick them up from the flat side, but I don't know. He says you're just going to have to experiment with it and see what works. But no matter what, even if you only pick them up from the flat side, it's still going to be faster because you can just go under the bale, you know, no matter what. You're always going to pick it up pretty much no matter what. It's never really going to be a problem. So, whereas a damn spears, you're only limited to one side, and sometimes the spear won't go in. So, it's irritating, and it's a lot of clutching. So, I guess I should get a 186 hydro. That'll defeat the purpose of clutching then, because it'll be the e-hydro transmission shit. So, but whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, for now, that's it. Haying is done. Baling's done. Now we just got to roll them up. Somebody's got to count all these bales. I don't know if I'll even get it done or not. There's always going to be at least one or two bales you're never going to freaking see because you can't see them. So, but I don't know. But yeah, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. I'm going to go and maybe attempt to try to count some of these bales. And then, might be better from the top of the dike, I think. Get a bird's eye view. This is where a drone would come in handy. Send it up, have it take a picture of certain spots in the field, and then you just count those bales. Google Maps would be quite useful too, but there is no like live Google Maps, you know. It's only taken every few years, so that's just how that's gonna go. Yeah. So, and a shitty thing happened. That's my, well, you guys can see it down there on the floor. That's my cleavage pin. I lost the R pin, you know, there's the safety pin to it. I guess it must have popped out. I guess maybe the rake got too close to it or something. I've never had that happen before. So, there's been a lot of road construction going on here. They had traffic pretty much to a standstill for a good 15-20 minutes. because I was counting basically, well, it takes me a minute or two to get across each windrow because I was actually in high first because I wasn't really doing anything. I was really just targeting the hay that didn't flip, so it didn't really matter how fast I was going. And yeah, I guess at some point it must have grabbed the R pin and pulled it out, which, whatever. I can just take that pin in and take it to the hardware and be like, yeah, I need another safety pin, or you can get something different too. The R pins are harder. They're actually easier to lose, I think, than if you were to use something like a snap ring type pin, which is what those pins have on there, or that one anyway. It's got one of that snap ring pin deal, which has been known to pinch a lot of fingers. So it's like you win some, you lose some. But I don't know. So what are you gonna do? Ooh. But I guess that's what's going on, and kind of just is what it is. So yeah, I don't know. I thought I was gonna maybe move a bale or something tonight, but I gotta count these damn bales, or somebody has to. And I don't know. I think I might come up through the south way, so I don't have to turn around. But yeah, I don't know. Putting that bale mover on wasn't as bad as the other one. The other one was a little harder, but yet I think it could still be done. But you know, so I don't know. But I'm just glad it's done and over with. Because I mean, you know what that means now, you know, is that we're another week closer to freaking winter again. Winters are coming quicker all the time, and we're getting less summertime. That's what it seems like. Last summer and this summer too. Yeah, they've gone by in a hell of a hurry. It's just like you get done with one thing, you gotta turn around and go do the other thing you're supposed to do, and by the time you get done with that, then it's time to go put the blower on the mower and take the mower deck off, you know, and then you're blowing snow for freaking lifetime, which I'm not looking forward to. I just don't want another. I mean, don't get me wrong, we need snow, and we need a lot of it, but you know what, we don't need all of it at once, and we don't need, you know, feet of it at one time, you know. And then, well, we don't need snowstorms every week, maybe every 3 weeks, or even just once a month, you know. It's good enough, but give us a good amount too, of course, you know. A few inches of snow, it'll all add up. And for how long our winters are, you know, we don't need all that snow at one time. Throughout the months is good enough, so I don't know. But I'm just glad it's over with. That's all I care about. So I think I'm gonna go count that 12-acre piece again quick. I think there was 15 there. I don't count this little piece here. I know that's got some of that good hay in there too, but I don't count that anymore because they seem to mix it with all this, which is fine, I guess. But it's because, I mean, I imagine some of this is mixed in with that over there too, but they throw everything off. But they want to cut everything as one big massive field, and I understand that. It's faster that way and whatever, but puts a hurting on the way that you can count bales and whatever else. So it's just irritating, but whatever. At the end of the day, all I care about is the hay gets cut and baled and job done. So, but yeah, this year went by pretty quick though. So, but it seemed kind of like, you know, back when the old timer did it. Of course, now back when he was doing it, the weather was not as, you know, bad. I'm trying to think of something, I guess, smart to say, but I can't think of anything. So, but it wasn't as bad back then. Yeah, we did have the occasional bad storm, but it's just not like this. And we had flooding on top of that, which is still not as bad as this. And then, yeah, it's just like, you know, it took the old timer a few days to even cut, and then it took a few days to bale, you know, and then it took forever to move them. But now it's just kind of like, oh, we can do all this in a couple of days and we're done for the rest of the year. But since the young guy does so damn much, you know, that's why, you know, he's got to push hard and get done. So, but kind of just is what it is, unfortunately. So, whatever. Before you know it, we'll be old and dead and ain't gonna give a fuck about nothing. So, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna count these bales in this little 12-acre piece. I'm pretty sure there's 15 here, which I think is actually, that's more than last year. I know that because last year I think we only got 10. But again, there's some of that older stuff mixed in with this too, so it's kind of hard to, you know, tell. But I don't know. Kind of just what it is. So get the shit baled, you know. Well, we got it baled up now. We're done. So now the joys of moving it. So whatever. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.